I just had this weird thought, and I mean, it goes back. I mean, the best way I can explain it is that porn, all right, it's bad. It's poison for men that watch it. It fucks with us mentally, all right, but it doesn't really affect us all that much if we do it. Women, they don't really care to watch it, but it messes up them mentally and emotionally if they do it. No, it might be all right for guys to do porn, and not so okay for women to do porn. But does that really matter? I mean, it's still bad for us. It's still bad for men. It's still bad for women. It might affect us differently, and it might take us to eh, entertain with it or interact with it differently. But it's still bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I watch porn. I like porn, but I can. It does mess with men's mind. Gives us a temporary dopamine high of feeling connected, getting something that you want. It's the same philosophy, I think. Fast money, or yeah, fast money comes with slow problems, or how did Myron say it? I can't remember, but I think it has to go with the same thing like that. Is right now it doesn't affect you, but over time it ends up eating you alive, and it just fucks with your mind on how you see sex. Because I do believe that. I mean, sex is fun. I mean, who disagrees with that? It's fun, but that pleasure you get from having sex was so that you would want to have sex. And to have sex was to create a child. And to create a child, it was to build a family. So, I mean, I'm not very religious. Um, I understand biology and how we've come to be and who men are and who women are. But I do agree with, to a point where we can watch, how we word and talk to women. But I think women need to work on thickening the skin up, not taking things personal, checking your emotions. Because we're in a time period where a man can't check you without being called misogynist or controlling. So either you have to check yourself, or men have to take back control. Because apparently communicating with women in this day and age is impossible. And I definitely going to be passing on some wisdom to my son. I mean, obviously, society is not going to look at him the same way as they will look at my daughters if they lose their virginity. But I don't want him to be like me. I don't want him to just say or do whatever he needs to do to sleep with this woman because he finds her attractive. I mean, I understand that, she's attractive. I understand you want a piece, but why? I mean, I do agree with Myron that, men need to have experience with women, whether they be physical or just mental. I think that's up for debate. But I do think men need to have experience with women um, to understand what women are about and what women are like. But I think that has to. I mean, I wish I would have. I focused my time too much on women and the moment. Um, Not enough time in my determination, my drive, my dreams, my passions, which I should have focused on that. Because now I'm almost 38 and got 5 kids, not much money to basically just basic money just to be, not really do anything special with my family, not to take them out, not to save money. And now, I mean, I'm not blaming anybody else. It was my own decisions, but now it's hard to fucking find a job. It's hard to fucking, especially with how the world's falling apart. Join the work field in this day and age is peachy. I don't know. I mean, I'm in a hole, and I don't think I'm gonna get out of it. But I'm gonna make sure that my son and my daughters don't ever end up where I am. This will be the final generation in my bloodline that they will not be on Social Security. They will not be on welfare. They will not be on WIC. They will not be on food stamps. They will not be on government assistance. I'm gonna push it into my kids' heads, my daughters. I want them to find a husband, build a family. I want my son to focus on himself, work on himself. I mean, men and women. I mean, men are not controlled by their biology like women are. So women have to have a fine time to find a husband. I'm hoping my daughters are married and hopefully have a kid or two, possibly working on 3 kids by the time they're 25. That's what I want for my daughters. My son, I mean, he needs to work on himself, his character, his values, his morals, what's important to him, what kind of man he wants to be, and then what kind of woman does he want. And then he has to think about that woman and is he the man that she's going to want? Is she going to pick him? Is he going to be able to, I mean, and then honestly look at the modern day woman. I mean, I don't particularly want my son to be with an American woman. Relationships were fun, when we grew up. In 20, 30, 40 years, depending on when he decides to, I mean, shit, in 20, 25 years, it's going to be 2049, almost 2050. I'm 38. I'm going to be almost, 60 in 2049? I mean, who knows what the world's going to be like then. But I don't want, I want more for my kids than what I have. And I want them to have more that they can give to their kids than what they had to growing up. I mean, they have a roof over their head, they got food in their belly, they got clothes on their backs, and they got 2 parents that love them. And I'm not saying material objects is important, but it's nice. And it's nice to have money to, I mean, shit, I don't even have a car, so it's not like I can even take my kids anywhere, let alone have the money to fucking go do something with them. I don't want that for them. I want them to have more. Oh, yeah. But I decided, yeah, I mean, I was having a talk with some church people I know that did the do daughter father dances, and their description is to help young ladies learn what a gentleman looks like. But there's not much organizations out there that teach a man, how a lady's supposed to be. I mean, even the organizations that are helping single moms, single dads, there's more organizations out there. More funding goes into organizations for single moms than single dads. You want to get mad at the men for being toxic, but you don't really have any outlets out there to show what a masculine man is, what a real man looks like. And then the ones we do have out there, you guys want to chastise. I mean, I hope I'm the ideal role model for my sons when they get older, or my son. Maybe I have more, maybe I won't. I don't know. I hope I do, but I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Definitely do think a lot about life life I had, things I went through, things I gone through, things I put other people through, things I did, things I didn't do, things I stood up for, things I didn't stand up for. All the decisions and choices that I made that lead to an outcome that forms who I am from who I was. While I still try to figure out who I'm gonna be and who I want to be. Yeah. And hopefully I'm able to pass on the wisdom that I've learned to my son and daughters. And hopefully they do better than me. I mean, I know I'm a very hypocrite, but I smoke weed, I drink, I did drugs, I was on the streets. I hope my kids never do any of that. I got a clean record. I hope they keep that. I hope they do have a clean record because there's no point in going to jail, prison. It does not like. I mean, maybe back in the day, it gave you some street credit, but that only goes so far. And the street and reality, society, they don't mesh well together. Society and the street life just don't get along. They don't, and they're not supposed to, I don't think. You can't have a peaceful society where people flourish and live and have a happy life while you have gangs running around shooting things up. Those two don't get along. Yeah.